Hi, it's Sharon. I just wanted to update my video diary of this ongoing saga. It's been 24 hours since, it's been a little over 24 hours since that last update, and I went and turned myself into the police department, and that process was interesting. It's something I've never done. I did actually a lot of firsts that I've never done, and it was pretty, was it neat? I mean, it was things I never thought I needed to do, would want to do, or want to do again. But was it neat? Yeah, it was. It was really amazing. I got went and turned myself in, got processed in, met people, got to see how all that works. I've never done any of that, and ended up actually in a cell with four other women. That when I initially had stepped in, these women had been there about a day before I had stepped in, and they're all going through drug withdrawals, and each has a different story. But because we were in the cell, small cell, it was probably about um, I would say 7, 8 feet by 6 feet, and there was five of us, and there was just enough room for me to sit in the corner by the toilet, uh, across from the toilet, and I remember as I'm sitting there and I couldn't sleep, but they're all, when you're going through a withdrawal or something, I guess from what I saw, is that you just wake up, you eat, you sleep. You wake up, you eat, you sleep. And that's what they did. And I uh, had a lot of time to think and meditate and pray and sing, and not sing like out loud because I'm not a good singer, but it was an incredibly bonding journey with my faith, and also learning about these ladies. And what was so amazing is that of the four ladies, three were in there for drug counts that they didn't have the drugs, but they were with somebody who did. They were with a guy who did, or they got, they were pulled over. Two of them were telling me how they had called somebody for a ride, and that person came and picked them up, and in that ride they got pulled over, and um, it escalated into these charges. And um, it was interesting to hear stories. It was interesting to see that, even though life would want to label them, and at that moment, me for all that matters. Um, and by the way, I was protected in there from all the media attention. I didn't know what was going on, the circus that was going on outside the jail, and um, it was. I remember sitting there, and one of the girls was shivering. She was cold, and I had my blanket. I wasn't really cold. I didn't really need it, and I got up and I gave it. I covered her up as she slept, and she stopped moving in her sleep and being agitated, and she slept, and she was calm. And it was beautiful to, even though that might not have been the normal in a prison environment, I don't think I would probably survive very long because I'd probably end up naked because I'd give everything away if I saw somebody in need. It's the way that I would do it. And so last night, I got bonded out, and there's a lot of beautiful stories there. A lot of wonderful people have reached out, who have embraced me, people who have stepped up to become an advocate for me, and aligning myself with just some really, really, really great professionals in this community to find how to take this negative and turn it into a positive. Then that's going to be a magnified positive. And what I mean by that is that it's not even going to be balanced. It's going to do more good than any bad could ever come of this. And I absolutely know that's exactly what's going on now. And last night when I climbed into bed, I remember when I left that cell, now, one of the women in there she's looking at 30 years in a federal penitentiary. She's 35. Her name was Amber. And there was another girl who's looking at returning to Mitchellville women's prison. And what I learned from that is she actually attended one of my exit strategy classes. I used to teach out there. So out of all the times and all that I could have gone to jail, get processed in, to go into a cell, and there was a girl there who was in one of my classes I used to teach at Mitchellville. That's what a hug feels like from God to me. That's what it feels like when I am where he needs me to be. And I get those validations that I'm doing what he needs me to do just like that. Because what are the odds that somebody was in one of the classes that I taught was going to be in the cell that I ended up being in? There was only 5 of us in there. So last night as I climbed into bed, I remember feeling so grateful for being on a soft bed that's not cold, that's not concrete. That even though the situation going on with me and this gentleman has escalated to turn into this circus, this media circus, I'm not going to prison for 30 years. I'm not going to be serving 7 years in jail. I still got to leave, and I still got to come home to my house. I still have my people, my job. There's some loose ends that need taken care of, but God has equipped me to do that. And so even with what has gone on, finding ways to be very grateful and making sure that in the moment I'm not so caught up in the moment, but I'm actually looking around for the difference. How can I make a difference? Who can I talk to? Who can I say the right words to at the right time? Which is beautiful because that's what people are doing for me on social media, texting me direct, giving me phone calls, is that they are giving me support and feeding me so that I can go feed others. So this is just 24 hours after this incident. Today, I have to have my attorney file a form that will allow my daughter to come back home because the current form that's in place, I'm not allowed to be around any children, even my own. I am having to meet with my broker this morning. I understand there was some, panic of this got really big very fast, and they didn't know what to do with all the attention, so they have returned my license to the state. And now that they know a little bit more about what's going on, I'm hoping that I'm intending that they will go ahead and reenact my license, but if not, I'll have to make a choice because I have some other brokerages that are giving me choices to go to. How beautiful is that? And getting everything just back on track. I've got some confused clients that I need to reach out to. That's probably going to happen tomorrow. I don't see that happening today. I've got to reach out to my employees, my team, and the people that have stepped up to help me. And also the domestic violence advocates in this community. I want to start reaching out to them so I can align myself to see how I can better help. So I just wanted to keep this diary because I'm sure it's going to be something that will help others. And I don't even know who those others are, but I know that it will help others because that's what I intend. Thanks.